Welcome to Quarter Hour. This is where we mend walls and create safe communities. On Quarter Hour, we discuss all things lifestyle, family, nation building, everyday issues, and of course, everything about you.
So hello, it's another beautiful moment that we are spending with one another at the Quarter Hour show. For everyone who listened in last week, we started on the journey of work-life balance, and our guest is still with us this week, and she gave us an exercise to do. I'm wondering how many of you did the exercise. I did the exercise, and it's amazing. It's revealing, honestly. And now I've made some adjustments concerning my time, but I know she will be able to recap for some of us that are just joining in this week. So let me quickly introduce our guest. So she is Temitope Homohalen, and she obtained her master's in physiology from the University of Lagos, Nigeria, and she has some certifications in developmental psychology and social psychology from the University of Queensland, Australia. We welcome you once again. I know you were with us last week, so welcome once again to Temitope. Thank you. So I just want you to delve into it, but before you go to attention and value, this is just for those who missed last week. Just give us a recap of time, and then take it on for attention and value. I can't wait to see what you're going to tell us concerning attention and value. So over to you, Temitope. Do justice to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma, for being here. I'm always excited to be here. Last week was really a beautiful time. So I mentioned that there are three major parameters to use in measuring how well your work and family life is balanced. I mentioned value, attention, and time, but last week we spoke about time. And I mentioned that when you carry out the exercise, so the exercise I gave was that you should get a sheet of paper, a diary, a journal, and allocate time on it in a 1 hour block. So if you wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., whatever time you wake up, write it on your book and write 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. So you do that in 1 hour, in 1 hour time blocks. And then for each of those hours, look back on it and jot down what you did within those time frames, right? At the end of the day, collate it and see if there were wastages or not. Now, I mentioned that there will be two outcomes. There are those who will find out that they are wasting time, but I didn't get to talk on the second outcome. The second outcome is that there are those who will find out that they are taking on more than they should, right? And so for those who are taking on more than they should, one of the corrections they would need to do is to learn the art of delegation and the art of asking for help. In this time, many people are very, would I say skeptical to ask for help, or I don't know, an ego thing, but when you find out that from that exercise, you're taking on more than you should, then it's time to review and redelegate, because you cannot put all of your time into work and allow other segments of your life to suffer. So that's the recap for time. So today I will begin with attention. Now, the reason attention is a very important parameter in measuring work-life balance is the fact that we can so easily say that, oh, my work is very fine, or my work is very nice. I close at 4 p.m. I'm home by 4:30. I have time with my children. So work-life balance is really, really going on fine for me. Yeah. But you're just using time to measure. There are still two other parameters. If you score 1/3, that's still failure. You have to score at least a minimum of 2. Yeah. So for attention, it's this simple fact that sometimes you can be in the house with your spouse. You can be in the house with your children. You are there, but you're not there. What do I mean?
Interesting.
You, your child, your husband, your wife, sitting in the sitting room. Everybody's supposed to be watching TV, but somehow everybody is engaged in their own different things. So you all are gathered at the dining. One person is on the laptop, the other person is on a call, the third person is just on a novel. You're all present, but you're really not present. That's what the attention parameter will do for you. And this is important because with time, those who work like doctors, for example, accountants, those who have high time demanding jobs, attention is a major way to offshoot the constraints of time. So if you're so busy Monday to Friday, try to make Saturday a day for your family. And everybody knows that, oh, on Saturday, mom is going to be around. We're going to have fun. Probably we'll go to the park. We're going to be in. We're going to do like a movie in. We're going to talk about how the week went. I'm going to get a lot of gist about mommy's younger life. Actual conversation, engagement. Right now, we talk a lot about engagement on social media and all, but engagement is even more critical in real time, right? So that's the attention parameter. You need to measure. Are you really paying attention even when you are there? Even at work, are you really paying attention even when you are there? So time is just one. Time is not all of the parameters to use in determining work balance, because if we dwell just on time, then those who do not really have time because of the kind of work they do are going to feel like they can never attain work-life balance. But that's not true.
Wow.
That's not true at all. They still can. They just need to know how to allocate time for attention and engagement.
So if I hear you, Temitope, it's really not about the quantity, if I should use that, the amount of time, but the quality,
exactly.
The quality of your time. That's what you call attention. Yes. Okay, that's fine.
The third value, sometimes I like to call it satisfaction. So if I'm not using VAT, I use SAT. And that's the measure your level of fulfillment, your level of connect with your purpose, right? So there's a story I like to share. It was something I have a mentor who's a coach, and she had a client who came in. This client was paying taxes in 7 figures. That's not her salary. She's paying taxes in 7 figures.
Wow. I can have an salary.
You have an idea of what the salary is, but tax 7 figures, right? It says to my coach that Ma, I don't feel like my life is complete. I don't feel like things are going how they should go. I'm not having as much time at home. I'm like, my mentor is like, you're earning this much. What are you looking for again?
Exactly.
And she was like, oh no, something is wrong. And they had a clarity session. It's one of the things we're going to do in this mentoring program. We're going to perform something called the 6 life exercise. That's something we're going to do. And they had this clarity session. And at the end of it all, she found out that for her core was more family inclined than work inclined. Now, there are some people or some women who are, getters. They find satisfaction and fulfillment in the work they do more than in family life. And there are those who find their fulfillment, their anchor, the very core of themselves, family life, more than work. Now, this woman belonged to the latter, but she was thriving exceptionally at work. She ended up quitting her job. My mouth dropped.
Really?
When I heard that. I'm like,
really?
Nobody can do that. She quit her job and started business on the side. Her goal was not to make her business a global brand, because that would just take her to what she left. Her goal was just to ensure that she was engaging the outside world and not just being a sit-at-home mom. And it's been over 5 years of her quitting her job, and she says there's nothing better than that decision she ever took. She finds fulfillment.
Hold on. I hear you saying some people, after doing the exercise, some will be family inclined and some will be work inclined.
Yes.
Is it not possible that even if you do the exercise and find out that you are work inclined, is it not possible to find a way of balancing it up? Rather than this woman quitting her job, I'm just wondering, is there a way you can do some permutations on yourself?
That's a very beautiful question. I was going to get there. Yes, there is. But like all things, if you're faced with 5 options, chances, and you're to choose just one, chances are you will choose the one dearest to you and the one that sits better with your core. Whether you're a sit-at-home mom, an entrepreneur, a worker in a very large organization, earning money or not earning money, irrespective of what we all do, there's always something that ticks the box of fulfillment. And once that box is not ticked, it really doesn't matter what goes on every other dimension. There will still be that unrest. Now, she quit her job not because she could not ask for less time or mixing remote working with actually coming to work and all. Not like she couldn't do that. She could. Her primary desire, what she really wanted, was to be able to wake up in the morning and drive her child to school and be able to pick her child again back home.
Wow.
To not have to put her brain through the demands of the job she was going through, but rather put her brain into creatively creating an atmosphere of bonding for her children. Her priorities changed and she took a decision in line with that priority.
Wow.
Now, are there people who do both? Obviously, yes. Everyone needs to. That's what the 6 life exercise is for. It's for everyone to find what their anchor is, so that when they find that anchor, they can then build. Because when you build on a foundation that is not very sure, it's going to collapse. So for this woman, even though she's no longer earning anything near what she was earning originally, she counts herself as a very successful woman. Her business is doing fine. It's still a one-man business, but her family is also doing fine. She's spending more time, more attention with her children. That is what she desperately wants.
And
I have a colleague, sir.
And she's very happy with herself.
Very happy and very fulfilled. She keeps saying that's the best decision she ever made. And I actually have a friend who, after marriage, refused to have a child because she wasn't ready for it. She wanted to keep up with her career and continue for about 5-6 years until when she was ready. Right? So for her, her work was her priority. And when she got to a particular point, she paused to attend to family life. And then now both are growing together, right? So two women, two different outcomes because of what their anchors are. So she feels happy that she did not fall into the pressure of parents and society saying it's 1 year now you should have a child, it's 2 years now you should have a child. She feels so lucky she didn't do that. She feels so fulfilled she didn't do that.
Wow.
And when her mates were having children, she wasn't even bothered about it at all. Every time parents will come to ask, it did not move her one bit.
Wow.
Because she was firmly rooted in her anchor.
Wow.
So the 6 life exercise will help you find what your anchor is, so that on that platform you can then build a balanced life.
Oh my God, Temitope, how I wish we can have all the time, with you. But what advice do you have for us? I mean, maybe in few words, what advice do you have for everyone?
Okay, personally, I'd say find purpose. I strongly believe that purpose is always the driver for everything and anything you do. When you find purpose on that platform, you can execute. The second thing I'll say is always communicate with your partner. If you are married, if you are single, communicate your core. You need to get to a point where you are 100% sure of your anchor, and on that wings fly. That's what I'll say.
Interesting. So everything in life has to have a balance. And when we talk about the balance, we are not saying a 50-50 thing. Understand where you waste time and adjust. And then understand attention, which you have said it's not about the amount of time, but the quality of time. And then you talked about satisfaction, which you are very, very direct about, to find your anchor. I had that, and to find what makes you happy, what makes you satisfied. Thank you so much, Temitope. Till we come your way again, it's Buki Femi Ajala. This is Quarter Hour. It's all about mending walls and creating safe communities. Thank you once again, Temitope. Thank you, listeners. Let's have a beautiful day today. And remember, next week, I won't tell you, but it's going to be juicy as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Quarter Hour. If you have feedback, comments, questions, or any other topics you'd like us to discuss, please call 0700-123-5010 or send a text to 0701-050-9771.